What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm very excited to bring you guys my next video on my Must Have Must Gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I have everything listed and linked down below. Today's makeup look I did not record, but it is kind of a more traditional eye look that I've done. I believe I've posted actually previously with my project pan items, so I will have everything listed down below, and if I can remember, I will also try to link down below with the video that I did for this particular eye look, because I'm pretty sure I've already recorded it before. But yeah, I finally finished my last 3 looks, 1 palette, and I kind of just wanted to play with my project pan. And then what I will do is take a little bit of a break because I need to really reinforce my ideas on quite a few eyeshadow palettes, and then I will then filter back into doing my next 3 looks. So there will be a bit of a pause, but I am hoping that sometime next week I will get my last kind of fall appropriated palette. I do have a couple more fall palettes, but I do want to kind of get those out before the beginning of winter. So that's why I'm kind of rushing, but not really rushing to get those out. I did put on a new nail polish set, and this is from Impressions. This is their Halloween like stick on. It's supposed to have self-adhesive on the back. Do not trust that self-adhesive, okay? It will play you in a heartbeat. So make sure that you have some form of nail glue. Do know that actually Glaminatrix, which I find that they have the best nail glue that I've tried with press-on nails. They actually have a brush-on nail polish glue or nail glue, and I actually purchased it. I just need to go to Ulta to pick it up, and that's honestly been the main reason why I haven't put on any nails. The other nail glue that I have access to right now is trash, and so my nails always fall off with it. So anyways, I just really wanted to put these on. I wanted to get back into the Halloween spirit. I actually need to change my earrings too to get really in the Halloween spirit, but I'll do that eventually. So yeah, let's get into it. I have a lot to talk about because last week I unfortunately was not able to do this series, so there is a lot, and I'm gonna try to kind of get through it quickly, but also actually tell you guys all of the information that I feel like you need to hear. One thing that I did receive this week, I've actually received quite a few things since the last time I did this video. So I made an order from Too Faced. In that order, I bought a couple of different things, and I also picked up the more neutral toned eyeshadow palette, which is the You're So Hot. It's only like a little small, I think it's a 9 pan, so very excited for that. It might be a 6 pan, who knows. I also have the Trick Roar Treat palette from Sugar Drizzle Polish. I also have the Weirdos palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. And then today, literally right in the nick of time, I received my Blend Bunny Cosmetics order. So I picked up a couple of pairs of lashes, their eyeshadow brushes, a lip product, and then their latest eyeshadow palette. So quite a few things that I can showcase for you all. I will be trying to mix these things in with Get Ready With Me's and like individual videos and like testing new makeup, so do keep an eye out. I pretty much have a lot of content that I want to push out. It's just I'm busy. I am busy, and hopefully in one of those videos I'll be doing a Get Ready With Me, talking about how life has become busy in these last couple of months personally for me. But that said, let me scoot over and let's really get into it. Alrighty, so first thing I want to talk about is the fact that Essence did a collaboration with Beauty Bins, and this is an Everyday is a Mystery collection. I think this collection is cute, not something for me specifically because I don't really buy a lot of Essence makeup. The sponge looks nice, and I actually do need a sponge. I'm down to my last sponge and then my Half Magic puff, which I don't mind. I just also like to have a sponge on the deck just to make sure. So I wouldn't mind getting this, but I also am not about to run out to get this either. Another thing I'm not going to run to get personally is from CXC Beauty. This is a really pretty fall palette. I think this is a beautiful kind of all-encompassing fall palette, but for me, I'm finding that I like more curated, smaller collections of shadows for my palettes. This one is just too big for me, but if you're somebody who you just need one palette for every day, or you want one palette per season, this might be something that kind of be really nice, because it really does encompass pretty much all of the fall shadows, colors that people typically like to reach for. So very, very pretty palette. Just not something personally that I'm going to be picking up. I've talked about this before. Kylie Cosmetics is doing their collaboration with Batman, and I think this is an interesting collaboration. I like that she chose more of the comic of the old and not kind of the new vibe, although I do definitely like the new vibe as well, depending on which Batman we're talking about. But there's nothing in here that's really going to make me buy Kylie Cosmetics, if we're being honest. If that bag goes to Ulta, maybe I actually, like I said, will be at Ulta probably sometime this weekend to pick up my order. So maybe, but I doubt this is going to come that early, and I doubt it's going to be in my local Ulta. So pretty much going to be a pass. Simply Posh Cosmetics has showcased and I believe actually launched their Genuine Gems palette. This looks cute. I really think that it's nice. The reason why I'm going to easily pass on this particular palette is because I feel like the two matte rows, which are at the back, the top and the bottom of this palette, are not very, very different. It might just be this picture, but in their previous palettes, there was clearly a kind of crease or a lightening shade and clearly a deepening shade with that shimmer in the middle or somewhere in that palette as well. And so I really preferred that configuration to this one. This one, it just really doesn't feel like you can get use out of both mattes. I do tend to like at least two mattes in my crease. So for me, this palette just is not something that I can see me getting a whole lot of love with. So I'm not going to even play myself. Next. Sonia G. Sonia G keeps dropping bomb brush bundles, and I told you guys time and time again, she is definitely one of those brush companies that when she releases a collection, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna want it, and if I can get my grubby hands on it, it's going to happen. And this collection happened to drop at the perfect time because the Beautylish gift card event just happened this past weekend. So I actually did buy this brush bundle as well as all of the other brushes I needed to complete this bundle. So then I will have the both of the fusion sets completely, and I will say just from the looks of the shapes, I think this is going to be, these two are going to be my favorite collections that she has released. Don't get me wrong, I love every last Sonia G brush that I have. She's not the only brush company, but she's just, you know, the one that I'm talking about right now. But these shapes of the actual brushes just look beautiful, and I would say if you really did like the shapes in the fusion brush face bundle, you're pretty much probably gonna like this eye bundle too, because it's pretty much the same shapes just for your eyes instead of your face, you know. So definitely very, very excited. Beautylish tends to get things to you very, very quickly. Like I said, I ordered it this past weekend, I believe on literally the first day of the sale, so I'm sure it's going to be coming to me either early this week or maybe even today, the day you guys are watching this. So who knows, but I'm very, very excited to get my hands on those. And I picked up some very big ticket items in this order. That's very unusual for me. I generally don't spend this much money. But you know what? Your girl is stressed. I'm stressed. And I stress purchase, so there's that. Okay, next, Viseart is coming out with a new palette, and this is the Lamaras To-Do palette. Child, I took French in kindergarten. I don't know how to say this. I really don't. But you guys see the palette right here. To me, this looks very, very familiar to the point where I think that Viseart is now duping themselves in a very much ColourPop mindset. Don't get me wrong, I definitely prefer Viseart to ColourPop 100%, but this definitely feels like something they've already released. So easy pass for me. It's also not something that is very intriguing for me. Something that actually released earlier today, and they actually did a full restock of some of their latest launches, is from Adept Cosmetics. So they released their Manika palette, and I originally went on the website at 12 p.m. my time and realized that it hadn't actually released yet. So I then changed the time on my phone to alert me to like Get Your Life, which was at 1 p.m. my time. Of course, at 1 p.m. my time, I was actually recording the last bit of footage that I needed for my latest 3 looks. So I did not get to my phone until like 1:12 or something. By the time I got to my phone to go onto their website, to put the things in my cart, to add the affiliated code that I have from another YouTuber to get some money off, the original stock sold out. So I definitely did pick up the Monica palette. I just won't be getting it until December, I think, is when it's going to be shipping for me, which I'm not really bent out of shape about. As you guys can see, I have plenty of makeup to test out, review, showcase on my channel, and this is just the stuff that is new. If you guys know me, I have a whole new drawer that is quite thick right now. Okay, so I'm not really bent out of shape about it. I'm just sad. I'm sad that like I didn't get like the initial stock. That said, I also did go ahead and throw in one of their face palettes as well. I threw in the one face palette that they swatched on a darker skin complexion, and I liked that there was quite a bit of variety. I can't think of the name of the face palette right now, but those 2 things will be coming to me, like I said, in December. That'll be perfect timing. Honestly, I don't need it sooner. Did I need it now or ever? No, but I wanted it, so I got it. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for me to be doing a video. I'll probably be doing another 3 looks, comparison, swatches, all of that. I really do enjoy Adept. It is definitely one of my favorite brands going out of 2022 into 2023. Something everybody talked about last week is this collaboration between RuPaul and Superdrug. I mean, you know, it's not something for me. If it's for you, kudos. I definitely think that this will reach a market where people prefer to spend less money on makeup, which is understandable, completely understandable. It just doesn't scream RuPaul to me. I watched a couple of seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, and to me this just does not scream his makeup aesthetic, but who am I? I'm not him, so it is what it is. Love RuPaul though, love him to death. And yeah, congratulations on your collaboration. So this is a collage of quite a few holiday kits. If you guys watched my video on Friday, I actually talked about quite a few holiday kits, both on the Sephora site and Ulta's site. Here is some more that some of them I talked about, some of them I didn't. I did not talk about the Danessa Myricks kits, and for me, I actually got one of the Twin Flames in a sample from a Sephora order that I made a while ago. Still haven't touched it, so it's an easy pass on these kits. The Tower 28 glosses, I still have my 2 glosses from last year. I am getting so much use out of the one. The other one's just sitting there, not because it's bad, but because I really just focus on kind of a couple of lip products in my top drawer. And if I'm feeling froggy on like changing that day, then I'll go to my like lip selection. So I just haven't gotten a lot of use out of both of them, but I'm very happy that I picked up that set, and I don't feel the need to pick up another one this year. As for the Glow kit from Charlotte Tilbury, both of the kits from Charlotte Tilbury this year, I don't think they're worth the money. I think you should just go ahead and buy the one full-size product that you are actually interested in from their respective lines. You'll get a better bang for your buck. Even if you know, are that person that like you pay on your stuff, definitely highly recommend going that route. And if you're somebody who just likes to kind of have a huge variety, don't get me wrong, I just don't think you're going to get a lot of use out of these, and you're going to feel like you have to then buy a whole full size in a couple of months, you know. And even somebody like me, I have quite a big collection. I hit pan all the time, not like every day, but I definitely do hit pan a consistent amount of time. So I wouldn't want to go ahead and pick up something that's smaller just to have less product when I'm gonna hit pan, and then I'm gonna run out of that product quicker, and then I'm gonna feel the need to repurchase. That's just personally me. I will not be picking up either of those. Then there is the Kosas Trio lip glosses. I have quite a few lip glosses. I just don't want to bring in another formula, and I wouldn't want to bring in 3 different products from the same formula. And then the last is actually the one product that I actually would recommend after doing that video. As you guys saw, I definitely think that the LYS bundle is actually worth it. You get to have a smaller amount of product for 3 different shades that I believe are in their permanent collection or their permanent line, but it's also good bang for your buck. So there's that on that photo. some holiday scents on some body care coming from Nakla Beauty. I think these look cute. I don't know where this brand is sold or anything like that. I've never heard of the brand. If you've tried them, please definitely let me know. There are definitely some interesting scents that I think will be unique for those who like scents, whether it's for perfume or just body care and all that. So definitely have my eye out on this, and I will definitely be linking that to wherever you can get it, and I might actually go ahead and look at the site for myself as well. Now in this collection they have all the bits and bobs, which you guys know I just don't even pay attention to. Let's dive on into the palette. I actually like this palette for what it is. It is a unique take on, I would say, cool tones that are like fall appropriate, and I really like it for that. That said, it is color pop, 1, and 2, there just really doesn't seem to be any depth in this palette at all, and that's just not something for me. I understand I can pull from another palette from any of my singles. I get that completely, but if we're being quite frank, I prefer to only pull one palette, do my look, and call it a day. Now, how many palettes did I use for today's look? I used 3. So it's definitely something I can do. I just don't want to do it. Not with the amount of palettes that I have. I can't justify continuously buying palettes that I like, one shade here, one shade there. That just doesn't make any sense. I have those types of palettes in my collection and I like them for that, so I'm going to keep them, but there's no reason to continue bringing in more with that same mentality. Something that I really like the vibes of the collection, I've just never tried the brand, is Prados, I don't know, Beauty. This is, I believe, an indigenous owned brand, and they created this collection for Indigenous Peoples Day. I think that is incredible for them to have come out with this collection, and I really like a lot of the things. I love the lashes. As you guys can see, your girl is into them now, okay? You pretty much don't catch me on camera without having these things on anymore. They also have lip products, they have blushes, and then they have this palette. And for me, the palette is just too big. It is just too big for where I am at personally in my makeup journey for me to pick up a palette that is this big, but it's very, very pretty. I love the variety in color, and it looks to have a different type of variety in texture, maybe not super foiled, but it definitely looks to have some shimmers and some mattes. So definitely intrigued to see this, but not something that I'm going to go ahead and pick. Another collection that I think I'm going to ultimately pass on, although there are a couple of shades that I could definitely get down with. So this brand is now coming out with their fall collection, and it is with single eyeshadows. Now some of these single eyeshadows actually look really pretty. They have 3 different finishes, the mattes, metallics, and shimmers, and there are a couple of these like shimmeries or metallic shades that actually look like they could be like potentially one shadow looks on somebody of my complexion, and I can't justify or even pretend to say that I have the time to put makeup on every day. It is just not something that I do. I also have been down that road, and I find that my skin gets clogged if I wear makeup too much. I tend to wear makeup about 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes 5, but I really try to take care of my skin if I get to like that 5 times in a week. So for me, even though I would love to pick up one of the or 2 of these to like see if they could be everyday looks, I know I'm not going to use it that way. So there's no reason to do it. I have brownie shimmery shades in my collection already, either in single pots or in eyeshadow palettes that I can use if that is something that I'm really feeling like doing that day. So easily can talk myself out of that. I really like the idea of this though, and I love the aesthetic of that liner still. Even though I never did pick it up, I love the originality that this brand is really coming with all of their releases. M Cosmetics has come out with a new lip formula, and this is in their soft spoken velvet lip cream formula. And for me, that last color in Manifest, which is that like grungy orange fall tone, is beautiful. That is the shade pretty much that I picked up in pretty much all of their formulas when I made an order from the brand, and then I never got my package, and I was pissed. Absolutely pissed. Thankfully, I ended up kind of getting my money back, but there was like a tug of war for a second where they tried to play me, and I was just not about it. So right now, I think I'm good. I believe this brand is actually supposed to be coming into one of the big retailers, either Sephora or Ulta, next year. Don't quote me on that, but I believe I heard that somewhere. So if that is valid, I will definitely just go ahead and pick them up from there. I just did not like the customer service that I received. Even though, yes, I ultimately got my money back, it was still a tug of war. And I don't feel like dealing with that tug of war. Chantecaille has come out with their holiday collection, and in this collection there are a whole bunch of expensive stuff. They have blushes, highlighters, a glow powder, and a lipstick. Now, I don't have money for this. I've never had money for this, but if you ask me, do I have a Chantecaille product? I do. I do. There was one year I was stressed. I was in school, and I decided YOLO, and Michelle Wong was talking to me. She was speaking to me through my computer, and so I clicked purchase. Do I like that blush? Of course, it is a beautiful blush. Have I panned it? No, I haven't. So was it worth it? No ma'am, no Pam. So definitely not going to get anything else, but I will say the one product that I do have, it's nice. And it's like a nice subtle sheen to the cheeks, and even though it looks light in the pan, it looks really nice. And it was one of those like charity blushes, so it had like an animal on top, and so they donated money to like whatever charity was associated with that animal. This next release, I actually did pick some stuff up, so very, very excited about that. And it is this collection from Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and it is their All Done Up collection. So I picked up the palette, a lip product, lashes, and something else. So this is what I showed you guys earlier. So I got the brushes, which they come in like a little nice pouch. That's nice. I could definitely use this traveling to separate my brushes and keep the dirty ones like separated from my makeup. Definitely like that. Then we have the lip product. So this was something that I was curious about. I didn't know if what I picked up was the kit where I got the lip product and the lip liner, or just one with just the lip product, but I got both, so very happy about that. Like I said, I got 2 lashes. I got one that was like the center, and then one that was like the angel or whatever line, saint. So it's center and saint lines, and then I have the eyeshadow palette under. So very, very excited to try this stuff out. I don't particularly know when I'm going to be able to get that video up of like trying it, but I'm very hopeful to get it up maybe this week. But if I remember correctly, this week is the last week. Yeah, it's the last week of October. I will try my absolute best. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. This is a very, very busy week per usual in my life. So Ayo Corral is doing another collaboration with Beauty Bay, and what I will say is pretty much what I feel like a lot of people have talked about when it comes to this collaboration. I wish that they was separate. I would have picked up the darker, sultrier version and not the lighter one, but because they're a duo, and because I've never tried Beauty Bay, and because I have so much product to test out, review, try for myself and for you all, it's going to be a pass. Something that I actually would be interested in, no, this is the brand that's coming into Sephora next year. This is the brand. This is Glossier, and this is their Balm.com and Swiss Miss. I think this would be really cool to have. I do. I literally have a lip balm, a lipstick, chapstick, whatever in every bag, and I have quite a few bags. Okay, I tend to switch between the purse, the book bag, another like purse type bag. It just depends on how I'm feeling in that moment, in that day. This could be something that goes in my purse backpack, because I don't think I have a lipstick or a chapstick or a lip gloss or a liquid lip balm in that one. Do I have products that I can put in there? Yes. Am I trying to just justify this product? Of course. It's only $12. I think this could be worth it. Let me know down below if you like their formula. There are some formulas when it comes to lipsticks or chapsticks that I do not like. I find that they actually make my lips more chapped. So definitely let me know if you have that impression on this brand's formula. Glaminatrix is doing a mystery bundle, and I believe it's already kind of sold out. I don't really know, but in this mystery bundle you were able to get multi-chrome, a duochrome, and 6 standard either shimmers and or mattes. This was not something that I wanted to participate in, not because I don't appreciate the brand's formula, because I have singles and palettes from this brand, multiple in both categories. But because I do have multiple in those single shadows, I just didn't want to potentially get duplicates, and also I don't get a lot of use out of my single shadows anymore, so there's no reason or purpose for me to go ahead and pick up this bundle. But I would love to hear if anybody picked up the bundle. Kylie Jenner is showcasing that she is formulating not only foundations but concealers. We don't know much, we've just seen sneak peeks, but yeah, definitely let me know. If you are interested in Kai Love Beauty, I need to put this on my most recent video because I'm updating any new any current sales. Kai Love is doing a 50% off of everything on their website. They're kind of clearing out their inventory, so that is definitely a good reason, or a good way to try the brand in the event that you are interested. There's maybe 1 or 2 palettes that I was interested in trying. I don't know if I'm ever going to pick anything up, but I want to make sure that you guys know in the event that you are interested. Ace Beauté has come out with this new palette, and this is their Ambience palette. Now this palette is already sold out. I believe the liquid lipstick products are still available, and I'm sure they're gonna restock the palette. I think this looks really pretty. This is a classic color scheme when it comes to fall, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in definitely a good way. But that said, I have not had the best opinions with Ace Beauté. Granted, that is their old formula, so I don't know about this new formula, but I feel like I've already brought in quite a few new formulations this year. I've tried Ace Beauté for the first time this year. I'm now trying Bella Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I tried Glam Light this year. So many new formulas that I just don't really want to rock the boat anymore. We're getting into the end of the year, and I really just want to try what I have, get used to with what I have, and kind of maybe pick up from some of my favorite brands. So this is going to be something that I pass. Maybe in the new year I will pick it up. So Odin's Eye released their holiday collection, and y'all, this is a beautiful collection. I was going back and forth literally up until the minute that this released, and I decided to pick both up. I even picked up the brushes that were available, mainly because I have been procrastinating on cleaning my brushes. It is a problem. It is a whole problem how bad I haven't cleaned my brushes. I don't even know. I can't remember the last time I cleaned my brushes. It's been a long time, okay? So I bought more brushes from Odin's Eye, and I ultimately paid this order for a couple of reasons. One, I find that my videos are very helpful for you all, and I truly want to do helpful videos for you guys, but also because I ultimately end up picking up palettes from Odin's Eye and loving them. So I decided to do the dang thing, and definitely let me know what you guys would like to see. Let me know if you would like to see like 3 looks with each palette in their own separate video, or if you want me to kind of do maybe 1 look with both palettes in the same video. Definitely let me know, because I'm trying to kind of brainstorm what I'm gonna do with it before it gets here, so that once it's here I can just kind of dive right on in. Makeup by Mario is coming out with some holiday sets. This is another set I could have talked about on Friday. Whatever. So they're coming out with their own lipstick sets, and these are lipstick duos. So you have a lipstick and a lip liner, and I like the idea of these. My issue with these is that none of these nudes would look even halfway decent on a darker skin complexion, not with the lip liners presented. And for me, that's an issue. You're not showing a variety or a willingness to kind of be useful to a lot of people, in my opinion. I said what I said, and I will die on that hill. I will. Natasha Denona came out with a baby gold with just 3 shadows from the gold palette. I do have the gold palette, so this is definitely not something that I needed or I would have been interested in, but I definitely think that this could be useful for somebody who just needs that one palette to throw on some makeup either right before they leave their house or in their car or once they get to work. Definitely, I think this could be useful, and that could be a really cute like gift, what's it called? A really cute stocking stuffer for somebody. Lisa Eldridge looks to be showcasing an eyeshadow palette, and I'm intrigued. I've only picked up a couple of things from the brand, and I believe it's only been like maybe 2 lipsticks. I think maybe only 1, to be honest. I like it. It's cute. Not a die hard though, so Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. I heard really good things about her foundation, but as I've said time and time again, I went through a period where I picked up a couple too many foundations this year. So I want to bring my collection back down to that nice manageable amount of 5, because I find that I can actually get through foundations quite quickly and easily, depending on, you know, how consistently I'm wearing makeup, because I guess wear a lot of foundation. I just, to each his own. Anyways, so for me, I just don't want to keep buying more foundations, but I am definitely intrigued to kind of get more impressions on her brand in the future. So this is a collection that was really making a lot of waves in the indie community, and I feel like the community of makeup lovers as a whole, and that is Glamlight's collaboration with Scooby-Doo. Now, I was very, very excited to see what was going to come of this collection. As I said earlier, I have tried the brand for the first time this year with their ice cream palette, and I thought it was a cute palette. Not what I really wanted, but it was a cute palette, you know, it is what it is. So in this collection, I was very intrigued to see what they came out with. And this collection, not for me. It's not for me. It's very, very pretty. I definitely loved Scooby-Doo when I was younger. I don't know if I actually bought them, but I definitely watched all of the Scooby-Doo movies. Like, your girl was there, okay? I was there, all right? But let's kind of dive on in. The lipsticks, none of those shades work for me. The liner, yeah, no. The lashes actually look halfway decent. I wouldn't mind having that. And the mascara, I'm kind of indifferent on. The highlighters, though, I believe there are actually 2 editions of highlighters, and these are glittery highlighters. I've been through that phase. You guys saw it at the beginning of this year. That was actually the type of highlighter that I was panning. Towards the middle end of this year, I'm like, yeah, no, either I forget to put highlighter on, or I put a more smooth or kind of lit within or blendable highlighter, glassy type highlighter. I don't really do a lot of glittery highlighters right now. So for me, that was just kind of an easy thing to skip and pass. And then when we get to the eyeshadow palettes, I like the matte shades, specifically in the more green blue one. I think that is the beautiful, beautiful palette. But all of the shimmers in both palettes are black based, and I understand why it's done. It makes perfect sense for a haunted Halloween Scooby-Doo collection. I just don't get use out of dark black based shimmers. I know I don't. So there was no reason for me to buy a palette like this and then potentially not like it. It just didn't make any sense. I have so much makeup. I brought so much in these last couple of weeks, and you know, things have been coming to me and life has been busy, so I haven't been able to kind of test the things out in kind of my normal speed and time frame. So it was just not for me. But I would love to hear if you picked anything from that collection up. Another collection that I actually think is super innovative and I actually like it is from Spectrum Cosmetics. They did another collaboration with Disney, but this time they did it with Cinderella, and it's honestly the glass slipper for me. The glass slipper brush holder, that's cute. That's cute. I like it. Everything else is basic Betty, okay? They use all their brain cells for that one part, okay? I even like some of the blushes. I even like some of the eyeshadow quads. But like, once again, like I said, I have so much, and it really needs to knock me off my chair, my feet, whatever you want to call it, for me to bring it in right now. So that just didn't work. And neither did this I Heart Revolution collaboration with Shrek. Don't get me wrong, the mud mask, the brown lipstick, the mirror, literally the mirror. Come on, sis. The scrunchie that has Shrek ears. Like, they really did it. They really did. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pass again. I'm sure this is going to come to Ulta. It's probably going to come late. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass. Another thing that I'm going to go ahead and pass, but I wanted to talk about it because I believe this is a K-based brand. And I know some people really, really like those types of brands. This is Holika's It's Neat Fall collection. So they have 2 different eyeshadow palettes, Blur lip tints, and nail glazes. So the eyeshadow palettes look very, very neutral and very, very kind of cool-ish tone to neutral tone. From what I know, when it comes to K-beauty, a lot of their products are not heavily pigmented, so I doubt those are going to work for me, so I'm not going to even bother. And then when it comes to the lip tints, I don't think any of them are bad, but I really like a brown. Can we get a brown lip tint? Like, I get why the colors are that they are. I don't see a lot of people of Asian descent or living in the continent that actually wear brown tones on their lips. I think these are just very popular in that area, which makes sense. I'm not like, hey, do y'all. But just for me, if I had to actually choose what I would want a brown lip tint. So definitely another pass. Another pass that I'm going to be doing, or actually already done, is the Lunar Beauty what is it called? The Lunar Beauty Advent Calendar. I understand why he did this Advent Calendar, and I think it's actually really, really smart. Basically, what you do is you get an eyeshadow palette, and then you get 12 single shadows to put into your eyeshadow palette. And I really like this, not only for like the kind of mystery aspect of it, but I also like it because then anybody can do a different kind of arrangement of the same shadows however they want. And so if somebody needs something in like a matching order, or they like their little quads, or people like them kind of mix and match, I love that idea. I think it is very genius, but I just don't need it, don't want it. So it's going to be a pass for me. Another pass for me is actually from Martine Cosmetics. This is their Mission Triple X collection. I think this is a really, really pretty collection, but it is very, very kind of cool gray toned. And I know I went through a phase at the very beginning of my makeup journey where I thought me and cool tones were best friends. And don't get me wrong, I can pull them off, I really can, but I don't particularly like them on me. Not in the grand scheme of things. I definitely prefer more neutral to like warm. I find that I am an olive neutral undertone, and so I just prefer slightly warm to cool or slightly cool. So there's that. It's really cute. They even have a highlighter palette if you're interested. The only person I know that's done a video is Heather Austin, and yeah, cool. Give is also doing some multi-dimensional glitter eyeshadows. I think these are cool, but I don't get a lot of use out of this type of product. I have a bunch chilling in my drawers over here, haven't touched them. That was supposed to be a goal this year, didn't get to it. So I'm not going to bring anything more in. I'm just going to chill out. Some more collaborations between Shiramura and Sailor Moon. I was not a manga reader when I was in high school, which is very interesting. I don't know why I never read manga. I should have. It would have made perfect sense, but I just never did it. Anyways, so Sailor Moon doesn't have a place in my heart, and I honestly haven't tried to read the manga, even though I read manga now, which I guess I could do that, but I just haven't. So this doesn't have a place in my heart. I also know that Sailor Moon collaborations sell out very quickly, so I'm sure everything in their mother has already sold out when it comes to this collection. Another collaboration between Mad Beauty and A Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I already got played once with makeup erasers. I did buy those. If you didn't see my, what is it called? My short here on YouTube, I thought they were going to be like the really long makeup erasers, and if you have makeup erasers, you know what I'm talking about, the ones that are longer, and then they have like ones that are really, really small that are like for single use. These are like thin but short, so they're pretty much for single use. I hate it. I hate it so much, so very much, but I'm gonna use them because I bought them, so there's that. Anyways, this is another collaboration with Nightmare Before Christmas. They have an advent calendar, temporary tattoos, a sponge set, nail wraps, an eyeshadow palette, hand cream, and soap, and then a bath bomb. I think the bath bomb is genius. absolutely genius. I also wouldn't be opposed to potentially getting that soap and cream duo, because I do have nice splurgy soaps and creams in my bathroom now. The eyeshadow palettes look cute, but I just don't think they're like something that I would get so much use out of, and that would actually bring so much variety and uniqueness to my collection. That said, I haven't tried this brand. Let me know if you've tried this brand, if you would recommend it. And I also need to figure out where they are sold, because I don't even know where they're sold. It looks like Hip Dot they're not done with the rub eyeshadows, because now they're doing a collaboration with Hello Kitty in the same format as the other one that they did with Care Bears. Once again, I think this is really only a thing for people who collect. I don't even like Hello Kitty, no disrespect. It's just not one of those things that ever aligned with me. So yeah, easy pass. Unearthly took a lot of designs that their artistry person does and put them on magnetic palettes. I think this is really cool and unique. I don't really need any more magnetic palettes because I'm not bringing in any more single shadows, so I'm gonna pass on that. It looks like Ofra is getting into Halloween spirit, which I feel like this is the first time they've done that, and they have come out with a green liquid lipstick. I think this is really fun for a brand that needs some fun. Okay, they need a win. I don't know how much of a win this is really gonna be, but it's $20. Their formula of liquid lipsticks is phenomenal, so I would definitely highly recommend, in the event that you are somebody who wants a liquid lipstick but you don't want that drying kind of dead inside feel. You're definitely going to have nicely moisturized looking lips, as long as they looked moisturized before, and you won't feel the drying effect with this formula. So yeah, I like it. It's cute. Not going to pick it up though. Some other things that I'm not picking up is from ColourPop. They're coming out with their kind of seasonal Ulta releases, and these look cute. They look cute. They look boring. They don't look like something for me. It really has to be something to pull me in for ColourPop. And there is a release I'm going to be talking about in just a little bit that might pull me in. I'm not convinced, but it's the collector in me that kind of wants to pick it up. We'll talk about it in a second. Some more things from Viseart is actually in their Petite Pro range, and it's the City Night collection, where they have these two palettes. I think these both look cute. Very nice curated color schemes, and you get to try a very expensive brand for a decent price. I think these are $30 each, yeah, and I don't think they increased their prices because of inflation, which I appreciate greatly. So yeah, I think this is cute. Not something that I need. Very happy with my kind of small Viseart collection as it is. One perfume that I want to talk about. This is a brand that I have one perfume, and I have like two on my loves list at Sephora, or at least I did. I've been like clearing out my loves list on both Sephora and Ulta with just stuff that like I know I'm never going to purchase from Sephora because I can get a better deal at the brand's site. So I just kind of was clearing stuff out. But this is called Higher Peace from 1969, and the three top notes that they highlight in this post are bergamot, hemp, and fresh hay. Now, I don't think this is going to be something for me. I think this is going to smell way too earthy, and I don't particularly like smelling earthy, but I'm intrigued because that bergamot is going to bring some citrus kind of brightness to it that might not be too bad. I don't really know. I've never had any perfumes to my knowledge that have hemp and fresh hay as notes, but as you guys know, I absolutely love perfumes. My perfume collection is taking over my little cubes on the side of me, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. I'm just having fun one day at a time, because you never know when your last day is going to be. So have some fun. Have some fun with all the days that you are here on this earth. I think we're winding down, thankfully. Okay, only like 5 left to talk about. Persona is coming out with a new shade in their blush sticks, and this one is in the shade Jam, and I think this was necessary. All of their other blush sticks, and honestly their bronzer sticks, don't look like they could really fit people of color of a deeper complexion. And even this model, she looks like she's lighter than me. She may be my skin tone. Sometimes lights in photography can really wash you out sometimes, but I also just know that I don't get use out of this color in my collection, whether it is specifically if it's a cream. I know I just don't get use out of it. If it's a powder, I may on occasion, but as a cream, definitely not. So I'm not going to play myself on that. I'm just going to hope that they come out with more shades that will actually work for somebody of my complexion. Zim Beauty Cosmetics has come out with their holiday collection, and there are 4 different eyeshadow palettes that have 12 shadows in each, and it looks like they also have a La Muerte palette, which is a larger palette. So the big palette, which looks to maybe have glitters, is $24.99, whereas the small ones are just $8.99. I think this is nice. I wonder if this is a Latin owned brand based on the packaging. I don't really know. I'm definitely going to go ahead and follow the I'm definitely going to go ahead and follow the brand just to keep an eye on them. I think some of these color schemes look really pretty actually, but like I said, I have so much art here that I picked up. Nobody else bought it. Nobody sent it to me. I picked it up. So I really want to try all the stuff that I picked up. And I just don't think I have time. Although the Sugar Skull palette it's giving. That's the one that's giving. Out of all 4 of them, that one is really giving me life. It is. LA Colors has also showcased their Halloween collection, and they've come out with looks to be like maybe 6-pan eyeshadows. These look cute, but child, I am beyond past this level in this time where I'm gonna be picking something like this. Now the lashes could be cute. They could be. That devilish style looks really, really nice. The liners, I have LA Color liners, I believe. I think they're okay, but I would just say take a couple more dollars and buy LA Girl. I love my LA Girl gel liners. Those are my things. But those lashes though, I might have to go to my own drugstore or my own beauty supply around the corner. I haven't been there in a while, but I might need to go. Okay, so what is this brand? I think the brand is called Perfect Diary. Yeah, the brand is called Perfect Diary, and they've come out with a leopard collection. This is with a eyeshadow palette, lip stain, and lip gloss. The eyeshadow palette looks exactly what you would think a leopard palette would look like, and very, very brownie based with a splash of golds and greens, which makes perfect sense for the lion. And then it's like environment, completely understand that. And then the lip products look very, very subtle. Everything looks very, very subtle. I believe this is a K beauty brand. I like it. I would say it actually looks Korean based on the characters, but I don't know Korean. It just looks like Korean to me. But I only know a little bit Japanese, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's cute. Not something for me. Easy pass. Something I actually saw today, Bijou Candles is coming out with their Halloween collection, which looks to be Hocus Pocus inspired, and they have individual candles, they have a candle set, they have lighters, they have matches, they have a t-shirt, and I think this is really, really cute. I, as you guys know, always have a candle in my background. It is back there behind me this time, and yeah, I actually am very, very happy with my candle collection. Bath and Body Works is playing me so hard, and yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on this, but I really, really like the collection. Am I done? Oh, I'm done. Oh, thank goodness. I have been talking, I feel like, for an hour. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to edit this down so that it's easier for you guys to digest and for my editing software to digest, because sometimes it gets a little bit glitchy when the video is too long. But, is there anything that I talked about today that I haven't bought? That I plan to buy? I do not think. I think that I bought everything that I plan to buy, that I'm intrigued by. And I think we're just going to call it a day. Definitely a very expensive past 2 weeks for me. But like I said, very stressful time for me. And, you know, it's all good. I am a hard worker, so I can make that money back when I need to, if I need to. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Definitely check out down below. I'm sure that I'm going to need to do a pinned comment for some of the links, because my links are quite long. So definitely wait until I wake up to see that pinned comment. And that's probably where I'll have my makeup look as well, all the information down in there too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know what you were interested in picking up, what you already picked up. I would love to hear. Let me know what you're interested in seeing from me first next. I will probably do another survey on my community board, so definitely go ahead and switch over to that tab, because I'll probably go ahead and do another survey to see what you're really interested in seeing when it comes to some of these palettes. Like if you really want to see a 3 looks, or if you just want to see like a get ready with me. Who knows? I'm just excited to talk about makeup, play with makeup, and have a little bit of relaxing time period when sometimes life just seems so stressful and like you can never just have enough time in the day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.